What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday over here. Bitcoin, as we speak, is above 26K. It did come down to very close to about 26K from a drop recently. Okay, it had been above 27K and it had quite a bit of a drop. Will it continue? This could continue to bring quite a bit of the altcoins down with it. Going to be taking a look into the charts and see what's going on with Bitcoin and how that could affect the overall crypto markets. Of course, the main topic in this post would be about PEPE, the PEPE coin. See what's going on in this market, checking out some potential upside as well as some downside price targets for this coin. And also going to be taking a look into some key price levels this price action does need to break in order to go either direction. I'll be giving you guys my personal sentiment and opinions on this overall crypto markets as a whole later in this video, so make sure to stay around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort. I could very well be wrong. But I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear markets, and I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look into the charts here. All right, so we do have PEPE here pulled up, and this is the 3-day time frame for PEPE. Okay, on this 3-day time frame, we have a falling wedge pattern here that has been forming since May of this year, right? Since the price action has hit about quite a bit of decimals. So I'm just going to mention that the last 3 digits would be about 310. Okay. Of course, that's, away from the high of about 440. Okay. But we're going to disregard that wick there because that would, throw off the pattern as well as the measured target, in my opinion. So I am going to consider this as the falling wedge pattern here, right? And on this falling wedge pattern here, it is running out of space, right? So it's going to be making a move sometime soon. Now, falling wedges usually break to the upside, okay? If it does break to the upside here, I have a measured target, which is measured by taking the opening of the pattern and then putting it on top of the expected breakout point, okay? The expected breakout point, hang on here. The expected breakout point would basically be the end of this falling wedge right here because it's pretty close to the end anyways. So I'm just going to put it there, right? And then, let's see, got to straighten this out. And that will give you a measured target of about, back up to about 275. I'm just going to say 275, 280. Measure target there, okay, in that area. Now, measure targets are estimates only, okay? It could be over, under, and it's not going to be an automatic drive to that price, okay? Something to be considering, and, falling wedges usually break to the upside, but it is still possible that it breaks to the downside. These trading concepts, so far, measure moves, measure targets, falling wedges, Google search them, verify. It's public knowledge. Don't just take my word for it. And then chart these on your own because that's the most important thing you can take away from content like this. It's not so you can get a target from someone on YouTube, but so you can actually learn how to chart this on your own and you can actually judge for yourself, independent of other people's opinions. Let's take a look into what could be going on here, right? So it's basically very close to the end of this pattern. Okay, let's take a look into some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for the price action to get to its target. Okay, right off the bat here, we have the 3-day 21 SMA at about, I'm just going to say about that 95 area, okay? The blue line here, which is coming down, right? It's not going to be a slow moving average. It's on the 3-day basis. So that is basically the only thing I'm seeing right here, because this coin is still relatively new, right? So not too many moving averages to be looking out for. I don't think we even have the weekly 21. Do we? Oh, we do. Okay, the weekly 21 has just appeared recently. So that's about I'm just going to say that's about 120. Okay. We're currently at 70 right now. Let's take a look into daily moving averages. The daily moving averages, you're right at one. You're right above one at about 70, right? That's the daily 21 SMA. That is immediate support for the price action. Daily 50 SMA at about 90, the gray line here. We don't have the daily 200 yet. So those are going to be your noticeable key resistances going upwards. You guys can check out more key resistances going upwards depending on the time frame you guys are trading on, because that could affect how profit is being taken, right, on the time frames that you guys are trading on, right? Now, let's take a look into the downside here. Okay, what are some key supports to be paying attention to? Okay, so first, immediately, you're above the daily 21 SMA, which is basically the blue line here, right? That's currently about 70, right? 70 area. You're basically right at one. You're kind of on top of it. I wouldn't consider that as a solid close, or especially when the moving average is kind of sloping down like that. So, there's still potential that this breaks back down below the daily 21 SMA. And then the next key level support, it's going to be based on previous trading history here. Basically, not too much trading history, right? So this is going to be about 60 area, right? Just coming from these groups of daily candles. So it wouldn't be very strong support either. And then, if that does not hold, and assuming that this price action continues running within this pattern, then, you just have to extrapolate from the bottom trend line here, right? It's going to drag on to about maybe 50, maybe 50, 55, right? And then if it actually breaks down from this pattern, then we're going to have to rechart this and get new estimates on how some lower prices for PEPE. That's basically what we're seeing here. It's still very new coin, right? So let's take a look into even the smaller time frame here. Okay, let's see if we can get any clues on what's going on a smaller time frame, right? So on a smaller time frame, this is the 4-hour time frame. This looks like a cup and handle at this time, but this price action does need to come back up to retest, I would say, about that 75 area. Okay, because you have your right side here is not exactly it hasn't came back up to retest this 75 area yet. And you have your 4-hour 200 SMA approaching as well, so you don't want to get a false breakout signal and then immediately get rejected by some of these moving averages, even on a smaller time frame. That's kind of a fake out, right? That's a possible fake out scenario. But right now, it looks like it's trying to form a cup and handle. Of course, it's not fully formed yet. It does need to come back to retest this about that 75 area, right? So that's basically what I'm seeing. Now, cup and handles, if it's formed, then it's usually a bullish pattern. Okay, not absolutely, it's usually, okay? For your beginners who are new to the market, it's what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. Forget it. Yeah, I mean, for the beginners, it's not there's no certainty in this market, okay? You really just have to continue charting and see what's going on and evaluate yourself, right? That is basically the game here, right? If you're a trader. And I'm a trader, so that's basically what I do. Now, let's take a look into Bitcoin real quick, because that could, that could tell us what's going on, right? It could increase the likelihood of a breakout, or it could decrease the likelihood of a breakout of a lot of the altcoins, right? And it could also spoil a breakout, right? If your altcoin is breaking out, but Bitcoin is dumping, chances are the breakout of that altcoin is not going to go very far. I mean, chances are. Let's take a look into Bitcoin here. Right. So talked about this in further detail in my last post, right? Bitcoin has been able to stay away from 24.7K, which is basically a breakdown of a double top pattern on the weekly time frame. That is going to be very important to continue to keep an eye out on, because you're not that far away from 24.7K, right? So if you don't know what this swing is going to be like. Is it going to be a swing that takes Bitcoin all the way back up to 32K, or will it be just a little bit of a bounce before continuing downwards? Not gonna be losing sight of Bitcoin, right? So since it has been able to stay away from that breakdown, 24.7K, on this 4-hour time frame, it did recently pump, right, break out of this falling wedge, 29.2K area measure target. Is it gonna get there? We're just gonna have to continue watching. More recently, we have the head and shoulders pattern breakdown. 26.4K would be the neckline, I would say. If you have to reclaim that level, right? Right now, it's still beneath that level. It is still a breakdown of a head and shoulders pattern. Measure target for that head and shoulders pattern, 25.2K, right? However, price action broken down. But it is forming a falling wedge pattern, which usually breaks back to the upside, which is pretty interesting because you have a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern in play. So let's see which one is stronger. Let's take a look into even the hourly time frame here, where we have a falling channel within this falling wedge pattern. So gonna be keeping an eye out on this. I think there's gonna be some movement coming very soon, okay? Because you're getting pretty close to a decision point, right? If you just go horizontally, you got what, maybe a couple hours, maybe 12 hours, right? Between either breaking out or breaking down. So that's basically what I'm seeing here. My sentiment overall on this crypto market is still bullish. I am long on quite a bit of altcoins, but this is something I'm definitely keeping an eye out on. Now, that's basically it for PEPE, this post. If you guys want to see more of PEPE, like, subscribe, comment. I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day, and see you guys later.